Well, thanks everyone for coming. This is the first session of Varsity Minibots, and we'll go through everything to get you started. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm a second year engineering student. My name is Jerry, and I will be the project lead for Varsity Minibots. Um, I've done the CuR Mini last year, which is basically Varsity Minibots is basically an upgraded version of CuR Mini 2020. So I find it really interesting and learned a lot from it. So I'm really happy to present the project this year as a project lead to all of you. First of all, can we go to next slide? We are Cambridge University Robotics Society, CuR, and our mission is to make robotics accessible for all. And next slide, please. And those are our social media and contacts. And we have our partner, we have Autodesk as our partner, and we have the following companies as our advisors. So next up, I would like to invite Kai to do some introduction about the previous year CuR minis.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go back. There we go. So my name is Kai. I used to be the president of the society last year, and I have also been involved in running the CuR Mini competitions and events for the last 2 years. And this has been one of our main projects of the Robotics Society. And the idea is to get people who are new to robotics or new to practical engineering projects to get a head start on playing with Arduinos and putting things together and seeing everything works. So you get a sense of hardware, electrical, and software basic knowledge to move on to more complicated projects or kind of get a feel of what robotics is going to be. So the last 2 years has been, one was focusing on like the line tracing competition, and the other one, the last year was focusing on robot sumo competition. But this year, we'll be focusing on something else. So now I'll be explaining some of the challenges and tasks. So the challenge for everyone this year is, first of all, going to be in teams of 2 to 4. We decided to have it in a structure with small groups, so we don't have an issue of 8 or 9 people gathering all at once, and we're going to also have a maximum of 8 teams. Everyone is going to build a fully autonomous robot, both assembling and writing the code and testing it. It's all going to be on a real robot, which is quite attractive these days where everything is online. Finally, we got 8 weeks, so basically the whole of Michaelmas term to build a robot, to program, and test your robots. Finally, in the end of the term, we're going to have a competition, which is going to be on the last session of the end of term. It is going to be a competition where your robot is supposed to follow and navigate through a maze. And we're currently organizing the exact specifics of the competition because we need to gather the robots to a venue and run it. But it will be probably each team brings a robot and runs it one at a time and we record the runs. Right. So just a little bit more specifics of the challenge. So here you can see on the left-hand side, this is the kind of concept image for the maze that the robots will be solving. But this is for a varsity competition against Oxford. So one thing I forgot to mention was this whole project. The first part that we're trying to introduce at the moment is for Michaelmas, which is within Cambridge. But in Lent term, we're going to have a competition against Oxford. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see a build version of this. So we've already started making the actual field, so the competition can be run. The task this term is to have a slightly more simple version of the competition. So something like in the middle. This is something like the most simplest version, like a U-shaped, but it could be slightly different. And the idea is for the robot to start from the base of the map, and then go around and find the ping pong ball and collect it and return back to the original base. So this is a picture of the robot. If you attended the introduction sessions, you might have seen a demo video of it moving. Essentially, it's a robot comprised of different electronics like ultrasonic sensors, gyro sensors, some servos, some motors, and it's all controlled by an Arduino. Finally, what you expected to learn and also kind of gain from this project, there's a general mechanical, electrical, and software aspects of the project. So for mechanical, unfortunately, there isn't, I don't think there's a strong aspect of actually doing the laser cutting and 3D printing, just because of the accessibility to the department this year. But you will get to see how these technologies are used in the design and manufacturing of the robot. You will do the electrical wiring using a breadboard and components, and finally programming on the Arduino. But perhaps more importantly, you will learn some general engineering skills. So this is not something that may not be covered actually in lectures, so practical experience in solving a problem, given some constraints, which in this case is the rule and the robot size, etc. But also, it's very, very important for you to be able to debug a system. So if you build the robot, there will eventually be errors that the robot will encounter, which could be something in the electrical side, could be on the software side, on the mechanical side. And it is a key skill for everyone to be able to find these errors and finally negotiate them and solve it. So that's the kind of overall goals of the project from our side. And now Jerry will take over to explain about the schedules and specific tasks for the upcoming week.
Okay, thank you, Kai. And so here's the schedule for this term, where we'll have a total of 8 sessions. The first, which we are having now, and all the sessions will be held on Wednesdays, 2 p.m. on Zoom. So they are meant to guide you step by step through each session, and we'll also have a committee member to help you to keep up with your progress. And the last session, the 8th session, which is on the last day of term, will be the internal competition. So can we have next slide, please? So here's the a summary of the timeline. For Michaelmas term time, we'll have building sessions, and the internal competition will happen at the end of Michaelmas, after which we'll choose our teams to, we'll form our teams to compete with, to compete in the actual varsity competition. During Christmas and Lent term time, we'll aim to improve our varsity bots or rebuild it if needed. And at the end of term, at the end of Lent, we'll have the actual varsity competition with Oxford. So next slide, please. Here are the resources available to keep you on track and to communicate with us. There are the kits provided by CuR by our society, and they are for free because someone mentioned that during the Freshers Fair. There will be laser cut parts, 3D components, and also electrical components such as sensors and the Arduino, of course. We expect to recycle the key electrical components at the end of it, but they are free for use or customization. There's our website and wiki, which I will give a demonstration of how to use in a minute. And there's our Slack channel. And the link, the invitation to the Slack channel will be sent afterwards. And there will also be some reading materials, which will be shared on wiki. So next up, I'll give a little bit demo of how to use our website and wiki to find the things you need. So can everyone see my screen?
Looks good.
Okay, so if you type CuR Robotics on Google, you should be able to find it. And so in the home page, you'll see the active projects that we have and the place we work, which is the Dyson Center, but it is not really that accessible right now. And if you go to the projects and competitions, you'll be able to find Varsity Minibots 2020. And there's a sign-up sheet here, which closes on October the 16th. So in case you haven't signed up yet. And there's a link to the wiki here that says Varsity Minibots 2020. There might be something wrong with the link, but never mind. If you go to the Varsity Minibots 2020, you will be able to see description of the project. You see some key dates here, and there will be resources updated here as the session goes on. Right now, we have the CAD of the Minibot, and you can just download it. If you got SolidWorks, you can just import this file and have a look at how the robot is designed. So that's most of it. And for the rest of, if you want to sign up to the society, if you haven't, you can subscribe to our mailing list or fill out this society sign up form. To contact us, contact the each session leader, go to the About Us page, and there is the contact email of the members of the society. Kai, can I have the presentation slides back, please?
Sorry, give me a second.
I see a question here. So in the meantime, yeah, the actual maze will not be included. You will all be using the same maze, and we are still figuring out how to arrange you to test your robot in the maze, if that helps.
We should be able to, with the number of parts that we've got for the 18th, we do have enough parts of the arena to give you 3 base tiles and 5 side bits of the arena, but we haven't yet decided exactly how we're going to share that because there isn't enough to give all teams the full arena, but we should at some point be able to lend you past the arena so you can test before the actual competition, but we haven't fully decided how we're going to do that.
Okay, so next up is the selection process. So due to the special circumstances, as we mentioned previously, we want to keep each team small. So with the amount of kids that we have, we can't really cope for everyone interested. So we might have to do a bit of selection based on the, mainly on the Google Forms that you filled out. So to make this process a bit more like, so to let you get our, our criteria. So the selection will be based on the following. There's the sign-up sheet submit date, but it will not be like strictly on a rolling basis. We still look at the other factors, such as whether you have a teammates in mind, the role that you want to be, and why you want to do the Varsity Minibots. It's a section in the sign-up sheet, and also whether you attended this session, and also other aspects that show your interest. So all of this is because we really want everyone in this project to actually make it to the end. Because based on previous years' experience, when we have teams of like 8 or 9, not everyone and not all teams are able to make it to the final competition. So we are trying to find members that we believe will be able to make it to the end, if that makes sense. So can I have the next slide, please? So this is the team allocation. As I said, the sign-up window for joining Varsity Minibots closes at the end of October the 16th, which is this Friday. And we'll work on the selection during the weekend, and the project members will be confirmed before session 2. And we'll provide a provisional team allocation sheet. So based on your answers. So if you are happy with the with the team allocation sheet, they will become your actual team. But if you have something like, say you have someone you really want to be in a team with, you might mention it before session 2, and we'll try to work out a best solution for everyone. And also, apart from the members in your team, there will be one of our committee members allocated to your team to help you and give feedbacks along the way. So next up, can I have next slide, please? So to sum up, those are the action points from today's session. We'll include action points like for the further sessions as well. So to everyone, those who haven't signed up yet, here's the Google form. And also this presentation will be available on the wiki like in a day or 2. So if you want to take out anything you missed, you can always look at that. And for those who are selected, which will be decided ideally before October the 18th, please join our Slack channel to make communication easier, and link will be sent in a following email. Also, you might want to try to find your teammates before session 2. So if you look around in this room, you might find someone you know and whom you want to be with in a team. And you might want to read the Varsity Minibots rules or the actual Varsity competition rules, but that you don't have to do that now. And also we have a virtual icebreaker next session. So we hope you can prepare a piece of media that shows a piece of robotics that you're interested in. So it can be like a GIF from a movie or something really scientific in the research field. It can be anything. So this is just, we want this not to be all work, but that you get to know people in the society and the project as well. So yeah, and also please respond to the provisional team allocation Google Sheet when we send them to you. So can I have next slide, please? And those are some introductions about our other projects. The purpose of this is that if you find Varsity Minibots to be like a bit too easy for you, you might want to look at our other projects as well, because after all, it is an introductory project. And or if you don't want to continue with the Varsity competition afterwards, you might want to look into one of these projects. And we introduced them in the intro section, so I don't really want to go over it now. So yeah, but if you are interested, you might find info on our website as well. So next up, and we are having this fireside chat with James Bruton at 3 p.m. In case you don't know him, he's a famous YouTuber engaged with making robotics. So we are really happy to have him with us for an hour today. So if you want to learn more about this event, just scan the QR code. And yeah, now I think we'll take up some questions.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Let's go through the questions. So we have Do I have, we have a question. Do I have to be part of the Minibots to take in part of the varsity competition? Yes, essentially. And the second question, will the trial arena have the white lines on the ground? Yes, it will have. At the moment, it's not on the picture that you just saw, but there will be white lines. And the robot is equipped with two light sensors to actually read the white or black. So you can actually use the lines to do either the following as well as the detection of the ping-pong ball. You make it. So next question, do we make the chassis ourselves or is it part of the kit? So if you want to make it yourself, that's also fine. But we're going to provide everyone with the same chassis that the demo robot is made of. So all of the laser cut parts and all the 3D printed parts. So all you have to do is like get some nuts and bolts and put everything together. And the nuts and bolts are also given to you. Next question, are we allowed to use other microcontrollers, single board computers? If you want to use your own stuff, I don't think it's a particular issue. I think it's fine. Go ahead. Next question, would you have to book times to go to the department to work on the robot? So the department is a tricky one because as much as everyone on Varsity Minibots would like to work on with the department, like we also don't really know what's happening with the department. It's a bit of a chaotic situation at the moment until they figure out a streamlined system to go to the design center and work on it. The current idea is that you can work on the robots in your rooms. There won't be like massive wood cutting or metal work. It will just be assembling things together and working with tape and scissors and stuff. It wouldn't be too big of a deal, I think. But yeah, it will be more of a work in your college situation. Any other questions?
Did we answer the microcontroller question?
Yeah, I think I said it was okay. As in, if you want to use another microcontroller or if you have a single board computer, Raspberry Pi, whatever, it's absolutely fine. But like Jerry mentioned, we're providing kits which are free, but if you want to go ahead and buy other stuff, then that's also fine. Would you? Oh no, we answered the question, didn't we?
If that's all the questions, can everyone put their CRS ID in the chat?
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Just so that we know who's turned up. And that, yeah, I think Matthew Chen, you've asked another question about all our other projects. So I think we covered most of the other projects in our intro talk on Sunday, but we also have quite a bit of information on our website. And you can always email the project leaders who are listed on our website if you want to get more information about those projects.
So just as a reminder of what kind of upcoming projects we have, so as in the upcoming talks we have. So like Jerry mentioned, there's the fireside chat with James Bruton, like literally right after this at 3. We have a RescueBot newcomers meeting from 5 today. Tomorrow we have the InMove meeting from 4, and then following that, the research project meeting from 5. And finally, we have the robotic kit development meeting from 2 p.m. on Sunday. So those are the scheduled initial meetings, and I think all of them are, I don't know about the James Bruton one, but I don't think James Bruton fireside chat is recorded, but everything else should be recorded. So if you miss it, then you can actually look at the recording. We got another question. Is it possible to sign up for more than one project? Yes, it is possible to sign up for more than one project. In fact, for example, I'm working on the organization for this project, as well as doing work for the rescue one. Or will I be accepted to maximum one? It's it's not really like a sports team where we say these people are accepted into the team and everyone else will not, because it's the tasks kind of keep changing, especially for the larger projects. And depending on the time of the year, there could be a time where we need a lot of people or we don't need a lot of people. And it's usually the case that someone might start working on something, but they find either that work too easy or too hard, and then we have to switch around tasks and stuff. So it's quite fluid in that sense. So you can, if you want to have a go at a lot of them, you can do that, but you may realize that it will be quite difficult to handle 3 or 4 projects all at once. But there's no limitation. Just as a, I'm not sure if this was mentioned before, but in terms of teams for this competition, we have 8 kits that we have ready. I think some people said they want to make the robot completely on their own. I think in which case we can have more than 8 teams. But in terms of what was planned, we have 8 teams of 2 to 4 people. So that's the kind of number of people we're selecting for this particular project.
That's everything.
Kazu or Jerry, do you have anything you want to add?
No.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah, so it's just in terms of action points, if you all you need to do is fill in the form on our website and on our wiki, which is the sign up form. I put it in the chat. I'll also send everyone who's attended an email with the form. This is a separate form to the mailing list sign up form. This is specifically, I want to be part of Varsity Minibots, and it's just got a few questions about what, whether you want to do electrical or coding or all that sort of stuff. So that if you fill out that, and then we'll get to you at some point between today and next week, whether you're past the around 24 that we're are going to be able to take part this year.
Yeah, it's a difficult organization because of all the regulations and how to get through, but we'll do our best to make this project exciting and actually get people to work on physical hardware and moving the robots and programming them. We have a question. Would it be useful if we already formed our own team of 4 and then we can submit the form again after we found our own teammates already submitted before? Yeah, if you do have people that you know or like want to work with, that's actually quite good, especially if you're in the same college or even better, the same household, because then there's much less of a difficulty trying to cooperate and collaborate. So yeah, if you do that, yeah, same college. Yeah, if you have people that you know from the same college, or if you're just friends in general, then do that again. We'll find the duplicates and remove the old one. Okay. So that's essentially it for this session. We'll stick around for another 5 minutes here if anyone has any questions, but otherwise that's it for us. So if you got something else, this is the end of session, and we hope to see some of you at 3 p.m. for the James Bruton talk. All right, we've got some more questions. If we are in the same college but in the same order, would this grouping still be possible?
I would recommend splitting into 2 teams instead.
Yeah, but do like mention the situation, because once again, like it's, although we want to have some structure on the team forming, it's there will be, like, if there's an obvious exception, we'll make that exception. So mention the situation, and then we'll see how it works with all the other signups as well.
Thank you very much for attending. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah. But we'll stick around for 5 minutes. And then if Oh, we got a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, if I want to make my own from scratch to take part, do I still need to make a team? Also, do I need to fill in the form on the website? It would be good if you could fill in the form either way, because that's what we'll be looking at to like kind of allocate people into different teams. So yeah, if you want to make your own scratch, then yeah. If you do have another person you want to work with, that's great. But if you want to do it on your own, like, and then your own stuff, that's fine, I guess. There's no like.
I think that's not going to be another person doing that. So if I note that down, well, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So was it just Felix who asked you whether you could do it? Was there someone else? I can't remember.
No. Yeah. I'll just note that down. I don't really think it's necessary to fill out a form. Like,
does the preferred role in the sign up form matter? To some extent, it depends how, like, do you want to be kind of taking a leading role in the team, or is it that you want to work on a very specific thing on the robot? Whichever is fine, but we will be trying to allocate whoever says team leader as team leader for each team.
and
can we have a team without a team leader?
Well, we are like, you need the team leader to arrange to collect the kit from us, and also the team leader has to be in the Slack channel. It's who we ask directly. So it would be nice if you got a team leader, so like it makes things work better for us.
If you for example, like if you know you're working with 3 other people, and then just put one of you guys as team leader, that will make it better. But like I said, like Jerry said, they will make a provisional allocation and we'll send to everyone. So if there's a like obvious change that you guys want, then that could be done. So if you're signing up together as a 4-people team, would it be better one of us feels team leader? Yes, it would make more sense.
Yeah, sorry. Just on every person needs to fill in the form because some of the questions are specific. But then there's a question about your team. If that it's kind of clear on the form. Yeah. But only one of you needs to tick the I want to be a team leader in that case. I think that might be everything. So.
Yeah. Okay. If that's it, we'll finish this call. But feel free to email one of us or the email address for the society, and we will respond. And yeah, thank you for coming.